Hello and welcome. Happy Thursday. My name is Anup Shivadas, and I'll be the host for today's show. I'm a principal solutions architect here at AWS, and for a change, I'm coming to you live from Seattle. I used to come always live from Washington, D.C., but today I'm in this beautiful Seattle weather. Today, just few hours ago, we made an exciting announcement for a new product, which is Amazon Quick Suite. Amazon Quick Suite provides business users a set of agentic teammates to quickly answer questions at work and turn those answers into actions. I know there is a lot to unpack there. So that to help me, we have an exciting line of speakers and experts in the show today. So we'll do a quick round of introduction before we jump into Amazon Quick Suite. Let's do that now. Tom, let's start off with you. Can you do a quick round of intro, please?
Certainly, and thank you for having me. I am also in Seattle today, as it turns out,
That's
usually based
awesome.
in LA, and the weather is awesome. So I am what's called an executive in residence. We're a small group of people who have been executives and driven the transformation for our respective agencies. Mine was Jet Propulsion Laboratory, NASA, and as an advisor to many in the US federal government. So I now talk to executives across the world about their transformation journey. And of course, this is going to be a topic near and dear to their heart. So
That's
thank you for
awesome.
having me.
I love NASA. We should probably have an offline discussion around
We
NASA as well.
should. I was the
Absolutely.
first CTO, so for IT.
Love it. Charlie, over to you.
Yeah, my name is Charlie Cartwright, product director at Amazon Quick, and I'm excited to share with everyone what we've been up to and what we launched today.
That's awesome. Exciting announcement. Chris.
Yeah, and hi everyone. My name is Chris. I'm a principal solutions architect for Amazon QuickSuite. So, Anoop, like you, I help our customers adopt our AWS services, and I'm excited to show everyone today what we've been up to.
That is awesome. Yeah, let's get into this. So, like I said, Amazon QuickSuite provide business users with like a lot of agentic teammates to quickly answer questions from data, which is there in many systems. I can think about data in data warehouses, third-party applications like Slack and Salesforce, you name it, right? Data is everywhere, and ideally, customers like to get insights from that data, and then again use agents to get actions done as well. So, Charlie, can you talk more about QuickSight? Why we launched QuickSight? What is QuickSuite is all about? And then also talk about our vision around QuickSuite.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Snoop. So I think with various agentic applications, I think we've all had those moments in our personal lives over the past couple of years where we've seen that delight or that benefit or this extreme utility in many cases unlike anything that we had seen before, right? And we saw the power of that. And we always had these moments where, wow, that's really amazing. It would be really great if I could incorporate something like that in my day-to-day work, right?
Yeah,
And those aha moments, those delightful moments, and being able to do that and replicate that and accelerate that and essentially supercharge that in your work setting is exactly what we set off to do with Amazon Quick Suite. And with Amazon Quick Suite, we're able to basically build this information ecosystem. And that is so critical in giving agents the context that they need to operate with actual autonomy and agency, and therefore utility, and to be able to do things on a user's behalf connected to various applications. And so when we talk about like that information ecosystem, documents, spreadsheets. They can be local documents, spreadsheets. They can be various types of drives, data repositories, data sets, dashboards.
yeah,
And that really is the power of Quick. And that is what we see as helping enable this shift, right? In this new era of work where agents are seen as trusted teammates to kind of cut through that complexity and that undifferentiated work so
yeah.
people can focus on what matters most. And that's what really excites me. And so not only that, and we'll get into some of the agentic capabilities that we have and some of the various things that we can do. But we also understand that people don't necessarily just work in one application today. And in
Absolutely.
fact, much of what people do today, it spans many different applications. It spans many different sources of information. And when you're able to bring all of that together, now you can have that access and highly relevant access at your fingertips in moments, which is extremely powerful. But it's that same information that you're able to equip agents so that they're able to operate with a high degree of autonomy.
That is awesome. Hey, Charlie, Tom, and Chris, you know what? We have audience joining from Nigeria, Paris, India, and
Wow.
somebody from my hometown as well. So yeah, exciting. A lot of people
Anoop,
Very
across
where's
the
cool.
that? Where's your
yeah, that's
hometown?
I'm from India, so I'm from Kerala, India. So I see a
Yep.
couple of people from that place as well. So hey, hi, nice to see you all in the show. All right, so let's switch gears a little bit. I want to ask this question to Tom. Tom, you get a chance to talk to many executives, right? What are some of the challenges they're expressing when it comes to analyzing data? Like Charlie said, they have data in many systems, many siloed systems. So what are some of the things that you're hearing from executives, Tom?
Yeah, that's a very pertinent question because when we think about this, we have basically three audiences. We have executives, we have business leaders, also executives, and then builders, and they communicate very differently. By the way, speaking of communication, I'm from Sweden. Is there any Swedes on this listening?
I'm pretty sure there are, but
Good.
they haven't shouted out yet.
So maybe I'll do the rest in Swedish and we'll have Quick Suite translate in real time. Well, maybe
Awesome.
not quite yet. So priorities.
Easy,
Uh,
Tom. Yeah.
we had, so I'm an executive in residence. I talked to 150 executives last year, one-on-one, and their teams, and the group collects this. What we're seeing is the number one priority now is speed. I love the fact that it's called Quick Suite, the same. It's speed to market, speed to profitability, speed to compliance, and speed to skills. But most of all, it's speed to business results. So what they're seeing, they want their people to focus on the business results, not having to navigate a whole bunch of tools. The other thing we're seeing is they're worried about security. So they want security to be built in, not added on. And they also want, when they build something, a business outcome, they want it to tie into the larger infrastructure that they've already invested in.
Yeah.
And the other thing they're worried about is painting themselves in a corner where they want to be able to evolve so that they can evolve quickly with speed. And the data, you mentioned data. Data, when is enough enough? And the real answer is never.
Hmm.
So they want to be able to use the data they already have to show business results. So a quick evolution there. I think those are the key ones, but also how do they communicate better and quicker? One of the early, I'll finish with this. If they could have a conversation with their own data and get input without having to do a lot of meetings and get results and it becomes stilted, it's more like talking to a trusted advisor. That's what they would love to have.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. Chris, over to you. So I think Charlie mentioned about Kick Suite, our vision around it. Tom, again, like Tom, I think we all always talk to customers a lot, right? What you're hearing from customers, and how do you think Kick Suite is going to solve some of those challenges? Do you want to say a few things around that?
Yeah. So our customers say that they have data at many places. So for example, they may have SharePoint and Confluence, right?
Yeah.
And if you're a knowledge worker and you're looking for, oh, I saw that somewhere, where was that? You have to navigate multiple systems.
Yeah.
And so with Quick Suite, it unifies that knowledge all in one easy to go to spot. So you're able to, log in, ask your question, and then be able to get immediate answers from all those different data sources. And so I think that's, critical to the way in which these agents are going to help us work in the future.
Yeah, that's amazing. And we had QuickSight. I know there is confusion between QuickSuite and QuickSight, but we had QuickSight for a long time now. we are bringing that experience into Quick Suite along with everything that you mentioned, right? That's the power of this whole suite in my mind is, right?
And it's important to talk about QuickSuite's ability to have both structured data and business intelligence data, such as what
Exactly.
is already existing in QuickSight,
Yeah.
as well as the unstructured data, the wiki pages, the things in SharePoint, the data in which, now is going to be unified in one single spot.
Yeah, I think unification is what we all care about, right? Now, as Tom and Charlie and you mentioned, Chris, there is one place where business users can go and start getting these insights, and then we have the next level where agentic capability is coming into play. Let's take some time to talk about some of the features. Charlie or Chris, do you want to briefly touch on some of the features that we have within Quick? I know we have agentic capabilities. Let's start with that now a little bit.
Yeah, go for it, Charlie.
Yeah, I think the first thing within Quick Suite, you're essentially chatting with an insights agent. And to pile on the topic that we've been on, this insights agent has access to all this information, across these data repositories, structured, unstructured, local files, sheets, dashboards, and it is wide and broad access, and it's also deep access. Like, one of the things that I appreciate so much when engaging with this insights agent is I'm not only able to ask questions about dashboards that are readily visible and easily accessible to me, but go much deeper and try to find insights that would have otherwise taken me hours, or I would have had to maybe disrupt the day of several folks on my team to help me understand that, to try to look at the data a little bit differently and even build different dashboards. And now with Quick Suite and this insights agent, which is like essentially the main chat agent, I'm able to ask those questions on the underlying
Yeah.
data set and get insightful answers that are highly relevant, essentially in seconds. And so I think when Tom was talking about that speed,
Yeah.
and of course, like, when is enough data enough? Yeah, it's never. Because what we need to do really well within Quick Suite is relevance. We need to solve relevance so that we're not limiting and truncating the opportunity of that data, so we can best respond to users' queries and to agent queries. First and foremost, we have this very compelling insights agent that has access to all your information, data, and apps, and it can even move with you. So as you go into other applications, you're able to take Quick Suite with you, right? This insights agent. And so, for example, if that's in Slack or if that's in Outlook, and so you don't necessarily have to leave that context behind, and it's right there readily available. Another thing that we enable users to do is to create chat agents that can take on a specific persona, that can be highly specialized, essentially with skills, instructions, and they can be like responsible and equipped to drive a certain output in given information. And you can start to see how that leads to automating tasks and capabilities. Another capability that we have is this concept called spaces. And you can think of that as almost like a supercharged folder, if you will, that can have living documents, dashboards in there connected to knowledge bases where items from various drives can be refreshed. And then I can scope that area. Like, one of the spaces that I have is all my strategic documents, right? And I have this brainstorm agent that
Yeah.
really pushes the bounds of like almost hallucination to help me think about things differently. And that's like one of my favorite spaces and agent combinations, but I have many, and as do the tens of thousands of Amazons that have Amazonians that have been in this beta program. We also have a capability called flows. So as you have access to this information, and now these agentic systems are now connected to these applications to be able to fetch information and take action. With flows, you're able to automate those routine tasks that just kind of like become burdensome over time. And whether that's like kicking off some type of marketing campaign, understanding case issues for customers that you're supporting and troubleshooting tips for those, or even or even kicking those off to the respective subject matter experts so they can action them. And all that can be automated. So no longer do you have to do that investigation yourself, and you can spend time once you have the insights thinking about the strategy and what matters most and where you can really differentiate things on behalf of your customers. We also have, like, sticking to that automation spectrum, we also have a capability called Quick Automate. And Quick Automate is something like for much more complex, comprehensive tasks. So you think like robotic process automation, where these workflows tend to span tens or hundreds of steps, right?
Yeah.
May have external dependencies, may require API integration, MCP servers, and various agents that are spun up in this workflow. And we have this agentic planner that allows one to create with a prompt and like a process document this initial workflow. But then you can go in and really customize this capability as well. And it's a very powerful tool. It tends to be focused a little bit more towards a technical user. We have capabilities to debug in there. Also, you can bring humans in the loop. So in the event there's a failed task, or you just want something to be reviewed by a human, Quick Automate is an excellent tool for that. And we're very excited about the early traction that we've seen with our beta customers today. One of the other, I'll touch on one more capability. There's a lot with Amazon Quick Suite, and that's the research agent. So some of the things that I think many of us are often challenged with, I was wanting to think through like competitive landscape, especially in this space. It's evolving really quickly. There's a lot of interesting capabilities out there, and features in various dimensions on how folks are using it and the utility that they're getting, and then also what users are saying about it, right? And that's really important. And so, something that would take me days and days or possibly even weeks, I was able to use our research agent and connect that again to all my internal applications, enterprise systems, internal websites, data repositories, also include web search as well in that.
Yeah.
And then to generate a comprehensive report, like 25 pages, and then I can edit. When that's being produced, I can edit, leave comments, and regenerate, and then get that output in various formats and executive summaries. And then I can even bring that back into my strategic space, use a different agent to basically curate that into an executive summary, right, that I can then use to inform and support others with various types of decisions and opportunities that we have within our organization. So Anoop, that was a lot. I'm going to stop there.
Yeah, I think that's all great, Charlie. I think next time when Andy Jassy or Matt Garman ask for a report, I guess you're going to use a quick research agent to come up with that report, right? Yeah, that's a power where you have a lot of capabilities there. So we are going to see all these in action as well. A couple of minutes from now, Madison is going to join and talk about all these features. You will see that in action. I just want to spend some time calling out a couple of comments that we are getting. So we have a comment from Billy. Billy is from South Africa, and Billy is saying, this is a timely product that business owners are looking for: powerful, fast, smart, safe and secure without critical IP and PII leaking to the large public models, right? That's absolutely right. This is going to be a great service which every business user is going to be empowered. We also have one more question around hey, this question is coming from D. Ray, and the question is around, is it a merge of QuickSight and Q for Business? I think this has been already answered in the chat, but anybody want to take that? Is it a combination of QuickSight plus Q Business? Yeah, Chris or Charlie or Tom, do you want to take this question?
Yeah, go for it, Charlie.
Okay. Yeah, so I mean, essentially what we've done here, we've looked at the needs and opportunities, and I think some of those I touched on a bit earlier. There are all these amazing wow and delightful moments that we saw with this agentic capability, and it's like, how do we use that and basically help people focus on what matters most, right, and help them cut through that complexity with agents. And so when you look at kind of the building blocks to do that, right? We've talked about the structured data, these data sets, data warehouse, And that's essentially what QuickSight brings, right? That and this powerful business intelligence capability. And then you combine that with the agentic capability within Q Business, right? And the unstructured or kind of these document repositories, unstructured data that we have in the Q index there. And then you can start to put together what is a very powerful and comprehensive capability across all your information and applications, and really reducing a material burden on users and being able to get access to reliable and timely information and highly relevant information.
Yeah, that's awesome. Chris, you want to add? Yeah, Tom, go for it.
Yeah, go for it, Tom.
Just one of the things that I mean, technology is interesting, but it's useless unless it becomes adopted.
Yeah.
And the executives, this this quick suite is a fantastic opportunity for builders to bond with executives because they can have a discussion about the data. They can have a discussion about what is going. And when we're talking to executives today, we recommend that just as their teenagers fixes their problems at home, they become technology teenagers. And they really want to do this. So it's a fantastic opportunity to take QuickSleep, what you're going to learn from the demos here, and demonstrate it to the new technology teenagers, the executives. So I just want to touch on the human aspect of this. It's a wonderful opportunity to bond between builders, executives, and now agents. How do you benefit? And just again, doubling down on the security, the fact that it's built in, the fact that it can tie into all of the other AWS infrastructure pieces at scale. So you can move really fast. You can think big, start small, and scale really fast.
Absolutely. Chris, you were saying something.
Oh, I was going to say, to follow up on Charlie's statement about research agents. I remember the first time that I left a comment to the research agent and then asked it like, hey, why don't you also add something like this? And then I said go, and then the research agent will automatically take what you said as feedback and then update your research.
Yeah.
It felt like I truly had an agentic teammate. And
Yeah.
my
Nice.
mind was just like, wow, this is incredible. And it really is the future of how we work.
Yeah, amazing. I'm a big fan of Research Agent as well. Use that regularly for my day-to-day work, and I keep getting a lot of insights from that for sure.
Here,
Um,
here.
I think there is one question. So, is this part of your Bedrock service? No, the answer is no. It's not part of the Bedrock service. Bedrock is for building generative AI applications in a serverless fashion. We have APIs. It's a extensive service with many capabilities. Amazon Quick Suite is a standalone service which is outside the Bedrock ecosystem, if you will, right? Chris, do you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, so it's behind the scenes, it's using generative AI. You don't have to worry about the different models and what's going on behind the scenes. Quick Suite will take care of all of that for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Great, awesome. I think we are almost ready to see the demo. I think Madison is waiting to come online and give an impressive demo. So let's. Hey, Madison, thanks for joining.
Hello. Hi. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Madison, do you want to quickly intro your role and then we'll jump into the demo?
Yeah, sure. So, hi, everybody. I'm Madison. I am a program manager with the product team on Amazon Quick Suite, and I'm here to help enable all of your experiences with this new product. Very excited to join. Before I begin starting off how to navigate Quick Suite, I just want to introduce what exactly we're going to be talking about, starting with setting the stage of this fictitious company. So, our company today is going to be called Any Retail Snacks. This is going to be a healthy snack company that ships their retail products globally. So, some of you might be able to relate if you're in a manufacturing company or something similar, but they use Amazon Quick Suite to basically house all of their unstructured and structured data into this product and be able to get faster decision making and also be able to take action from their data's insights, just like we talked about earlier. All right, so with that, I'm going to go ahead and start this demo. So as you can see here, this is our Quick Suite homepage. This is where you'll have central access to all the new capabilities we just touched on. So on this left Explore panel, We have all of our new capabilities, including the chat agents, both custom agents that you can create yourself, which is awesome. We have spaces that's bringing together your unstructured and structured data into one spot. This is used for business areas that need more special context, which we'll see a little later. We have flows, which Charlie touched on, which is automating your workflows for repetitive tasks. Research, which is that awesome capability that Chris touched on how he saw how it could generate comments and make his workflow faster for some deeper research findings.
Yeah.
And then here is what some of you might already be familiar with is QuickSight capabilities for business intelligence. And what this panel is really showing is that power, again, that we touched on earlier, of where we're bringing together business intelligence with AI agents all in one place. So pretty cool.
Yeah, pretty awesome.
Yeah, right. And so I'm going to go ahead and collapse this and we'll move to the homepage here. So for inspiration, if you're brand new, we have this top tab, which makes it super easy to navigate different parts of the Quick Suite experience with inspiration of how you can get started. So for example, this flows allows me to get inspiration from transforming rough notes into weekly sales reports. And then we have that for each of the capabilities here. Then if I navigate further, I have this recents widget, which allows me to go in between resources that I recently accessed. And then my personal favorite is down here. So down here are 3 pinned visuals to my homepage. I love them because 1, it's really pretty. It adds some nice color. And 2, it's because it makes it so quick and easy for me to access key business metrics. So for our company here, I can interact with this just like I would inside of a QuickSight dashboard.
Mm-hmm.
And it just reduces the friction between having to go between dashboard and my homepage and just, again, having it all in one seamless location.
And Madison, this is updating live, right? I mean, the dashboards are updating absolutely live, right? You don't have to again drill through any other dashboards. This is live.
Exactly. So every time my dashboard updates, my homepage with these metrics will update as well.
Yeah. And users have flexibility to add widgets and other things as well here.
Yes, definitely. So in this drop-down tab here, you can see I've added all of them, but you can personalize which ones you want to remove, or if you wanted to add different pinned visuals from other dashboards, you could do that as well.
Yeah, you can pretty much customize the way you want, which is pretty awesome.
Exactly. And so with that, based on that customization, I want to point out, you can start your Quick Suite journey pretty much in any capability. So there's no really one way to go from beginning to end. But I think for demo's sake, I'm going to start with the dashboard just so we can see what this company looks like and get a better sense of what's going on. All right, so if you haven't ever seen a QuickSight dashboard, this is what it looks like. It's very colorful for this company, and I have this pop-up here telling me I can pin any important visuals. Again, I've already done so, so I'm going to close that out. And now we'll just take a little walk around the grounds. So as you can see, there is a ton of data here. And for the sake of this demo, I could spend probably an hour just talking about this dashboard, but I'm just going to have the first AI agent summarize this for me. So we'll go up here to the top right, and this is going to be what Charlie touched on earlier, your assistant. So this is an AI agent that connects with all your Quick Suite information into one place and has a centralized chat that you can go in and out of any part of your environment to ask questions on your data. So I'm going to go ahead and ask the first question. And to help with this demo, I just want it to summarize what's happening on this dashboard. So I'm asking the agent to summarize the product trends on this dashboard, and hopefully we get a pretty cool overview of what's going on. And as you can see, it's thinking through the pieces, it's gathering the information from the dashboard, and it's going to generate some response.
Awesome. It has context of what you're kind of talking about pretty clearly.
Yes, exactly. And as you can see here, pretty instantaneously, it's bringing up all of these information and key insights. So it's given it a nice title. It's telling me that this is going to be a summary of our dashboard. It's giving me overall market performance. So that's pretty cool. It also gives me some specific information straight from the data. So we can see here that we have top performers by ranking. We see we have some 2 underperformers. So maybe we should have a meeting about that and why they're underperforming. And then it gives me some insights about recent trends, which is really cool. So one thing I want to point out here is the data ends at June 2025, just for the sake of this demo.
Sure.
But something that's really interesting is we have footnotes here. So if you can see where it says positive momentum, Grainfuls was the only product showing growth, which again, maybe we need to have a meeting about why that's happening.
Sure.
But it's also giving me a footnote of where this is coming from. So it's telling me it did a code interpreter of what's happening. And I can even go back to the dashboard and check these responses.
Mm-hmm.
So something that I thought was interesting when I read this was it says that Grainfuls was the only product showing growth. But from first glance, if I saw this visual, for instance, it looks like Real Fuel Bars is the one that's actually performing the best.
Yeah.
So this is an insight that maybe I wouldn't have even seen on the dashboard, which is really cool and a powerful part of this tool. And so now we can keep on reading this. I'll leave this on screen, but I'm going to put myself into maybe a real life situation that some of you may have. Say I have this huge summary of data, but I want to send a message to my teammate saying, hey, we need to have a meeting. Why are these products underperforming? What's going on with Grainfuls that's making it the only top performer this month? So I want to take all this information and write it into a shorter sentence and just send it to my teammate and say a different application so we can get a meeting going. And that seems like a pretty real world example that some of you may have, right?
Yep.
And so what I'm going to do now is show you how to make your first custom AI agent. So I'm going to make one that's going to help me write better. And so what I'm going to do here is we'll navigate to our writing agent. And this is what the custom AI agent looks like. I'm going to go here and write a prompt just in natural language. So I'm going to say, I want a writing agent that transforms data and summaries into concise, professionally toned messages. And then I'm going to go ahead and press generate. In the back, QuickSuite is taking all of this prompt information and generating me my own chat agent. And for the sake of this demo, I've already generated one here. I've done nothing of my own besides write the same prompt. And all on its own, QuickSuite has created this persona for me. So it's created all these configurations, which you'll see here. It's given it a persona identity. So it's an executive communication specialist that's going to help me write better. It's given it instructions here. And it's even given it a communication style. So this writing agent will be executive yet friendly. It's going to create concise, well-structured communications. And the length of it is going to be a paragraph or two for emails and shorter for messages.
Awesome.
Pretty cool. So let's go back to our dashboard now and see how this is going to help me. All right, so I'm returning to my dashboard. To navigate to my custom agent, all I have to do is bring to this dropdown, and then I'll use the one that I created, the communication writer.
Yeah, so easy, right in that UI that you're working on.
Exactly. So all I have to do is type in a prompt to help me write. I'm going to say that I want, based on the above, draft me a short message to my team member briefly explaining these trends. And let's see what happens.
So it picked the agent, communication writer. It got that context. Yeah, that's awesome.
Right, exactly. And so now it's giving me a little prompt. It says, before I draft the message, could you let me know if you want this as an email or a quick message?
Wow.
So, yeah, so those are great. And because, I don't want a whole 2 paragraphs for a little short message. Yeah. I'm going to say that I just want something quick. This is just to my teammate. We just want to understand what's going on at a high level so we can have a meeting.
And I love it when the agent asks me questions because I feel like I'm in control as well, which is pretty awesome.
Right, exactly. And so here's the message it's generated. As we just had that little conversation, it's already completed the task. And I can see here that it says, hi team, it's giving me a quick overview of what's going on. Let me know if you need a detailed breakdown. And so I'm going to send this, I'm going to copy it here. And now I'm going to send it to a friend. So I'm going to go in my dashboard and take an action, which I can do with this lightning bolt. I'm going to take an action and be able to send a chat message to Microsoft Teams.
Oh, I love this, Madison. I love this.
It's awesome. So these are connecting to different outside applications, which I can use within my QuickSuite environment, again, to take actions on my insights. Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and send a chat message. I'm going to just copy what I had in that other tab, and I'm going to send it to our test account here, and let's send that. And so let's just note the time. Local time for me is 11:34 a.m. Let's check Microsoft Teams. And we can see 11:34 a.m. my message has sent.
Beautiful, real time.
Right, real time.
Not a recorded demo. That's awesome.
Not a recorded demo, no. So as you can see, that's an extremely powerful use case of Amazon QuickSuite. And now I'm going to go ahead and navigate back to the home page. And we're going to like cut scene and we're going to switch gears in our company a little bit. Now let's pretend that in this company, I am a sales specialist. So for me, as a sales specialist, I have very specific data, which some of you may be able to relate to, that is specific to my sales team. It's going to include things like unstructured data of my documents, my meeting recordings between partners of grocery stores. It might also include structured data of customer information that I keep in like Salesforce or Excel sheets, something like that. And I want a place that's specific for my sales team and shared with only my sales team for us to make more specific actions and context when we use Amazon Quick Suite. So now I'm going to show you how you can make a space, which we touched on earlier.
Yeah.
So this I've already created. It's our sales and business development space for this company. And as you can see here, it has all of our unstructured and structured data in one centrally accessed location. So I have here our customer information in Excel sheets. I have a sales incentive strategy because, you know, as a sales specialist, I want to meet my quotas. How should I do that?
Yeah.
I have that in documentation. I have my company's brand messaging and some nutritional facts in case, you know, I need to pull that up straight when I'm in a meeting. I have easy access to that. I also even have video meeting recordings as well as audio and pitch decks.
Wow. So, I mean, so this is multi-modality right there, right? It's not just about, documents. We are really talking about unstructured data with multiple modalities in play.
Right, exactly. And so now we have this in one location and we want to use it in our Amazon Quick Suite environment. So I'm going to come back to chat here. And now I get a prompt. It says, do you want to chat with this space? And I'm going to say yes. So once I say yes, my space is added to the chat. So now I have that additional specialized context when I want to type something. So pretty cool. So let's say as a sales specialist, this might be a common prompt. I put in the chat here, based on my sales incentives and the performance trends of products, which we just saw, how should I structure my strategy outline for the upcoming month with potential grocery partners? And let's see what this pulls up. So now the agent is thinking through this. It's going to write me up a nice outline, and it's going to be using that additional context from the space I just shared to power the insights that are gathered.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
And as you can see here, it's pulling up information from my meeting recording, which it went so fast that it went away, but it was pulling up those documentations and those unstructured data, which is awesome. And we should see that reflected in this outline.
That is amazing. And Madison, you can actually share the space with your teammates as well, right? And then they will get a chance to, that's the whole idea, pretty much.
Yep, that's correct. Exactly. So I can share that with whoever I want in my team and make sure that it's confined to those people so that we are the only ones who have access to that information.
That's amazing.
All right, so now that it's finished generating, I have this beautiful outline, as you can see on the left. And I also have footnotes here indicating what sources these are coming from. So I can see, again, it's pulled from my meeting information, it's pulled from my brand messaging doc, and it's included data from my QuickSight dashboard that we saw earlier.
Yeah.
So I can
like
see that here.
Yeah. I like to kind of say this like, you can trace back, right? You have reference where the agent is giving you these inputs from.
Right, exactly. And that just makes it easy for you to, one, be able to trust what's happening and going on, that it is part of your data, and see where all the resources are coming from. So that's a really great call out.
Yeah.
And
Cool.
so here, I'm just going to slowly go through this, but we can read some of the things that it's generating. So it's giving me a positioning strategy that I should have with my partners. So that's really great for if I need meeting notes. It also has a value proposition that I can give out. And it's even giving me some support packaging that I could potentially offer my partners. So what I could do for marketing, operational, and it's giving me some advantages that I have from other meetings from my meeting recordings. So this is pretty powerful. And this just, I think, harps on the note that we've been talking throughout this whole live stream, is that this is the place to bring your unstructured and structured data. Your data is powering your whole experience inside Amazon Quick Suite.
Amazing. Amazing.
Yeah, so really awesome stuff. If I wanted to, I could download it or copy it. But yeah, really cool.
So Spaces can have all the file uploads, random files, what the team cares about can be added, and it has knowledge bases, and it has all the data, connections you have can be integrated into one space essentially.
Right, exactly.
Amazing. Awesome. What's next, Maddie?
Yeah, so we can kind of explore around. I think if anyone has questions, maybe we can answer those. But in the meantime, I can show you what we were talking about with research. So quick research is going to be here. I've already generated one, but this is going to be us shifting gears a little bit into a different department inside of our company. So the research that I wanted to conducted was from a view of maybe a product and research development team. So this might be common for manufacturing or snack use cases, but this team was tasked to develop a new snack. And they had to develop a new snack for a new audience. They wanted to, timely as it is, bring a children's friendly snack for back to school.
Mm-hmm.
So all I did was put in a prompt into our quick research here, and I got this plan, which will be generated here. This was my prompt. I don't know if you can all read this, hopefully you can, but it says, based on our sales and data and product information, we want to expand our offerings to add another product. Recent health trends for kids that align with our mission and ingredient quality so that we can bring new back to school snack for the school year. And this would normally take hours, days, even weeks, like we discussed before, to generate this. I mean, this is like an extremely lengthy document, but this was completely generated by Amazon Quick Suite.
That
And
is
so you can
amazing.
see, yeah, it's pulled up charts here, it's pulled up data tables, it's sectioned them off by topic. And so we can really dive deep and explore in any parts of these areas. And one capability I want to show, I mentioned it earlier, and Chris has mentioned it, but the comments.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can see here, this is my third version. If
Oh,
I
okay.
wanted to navigate to previous versions, these were because I added a comment and it updated the whole plan for me.
Got it. So you are still in control where you can give feedback and then the agent will iterate based on your feedback and produce new versions, essentially, right?
Right, exactly. So I'm
And this is,
communicating with this agent to help me do something that's more catered to my own specific use case.
yeah, and this is based on the data set that you have. It has the power to look outside, I mean, the web, and then produce all these reports for you if needed.
Yeah, so that's awesome. Speaking of, I'll show you one part that I think is really amazing. So for this example, like you just said, it pulls out outside web research. In this section, we can see product recommendations, cognitive boosting vegetable snacks.
Mm-hmm.
If I wanted to see where these facts are coming from, I can click understand the statement, and it'll bring me a whole pane describing what the statement is in relative context to my whole plan. It also gives me the context of where it's coming from the original source. So it gives me this context explaining what exactly does this evidence mean? What type of brand is it establishing? Where is the data coming from? It's also giving me a breakdown of the conclusion, pulling this exact quote and the reference here. So if I wanted to, I could click that and get brought back to the original source.
That is so powerful. That's awesome.
Really cool. And so with that, I'm going to show you just how we can deepen this even further. So now let's say I want to take action from this research. I can go ahead and summarize this, and I can choose what I want to do with this. So say, again, maybe I want to have another meeting with my product team now to discuss action further. I can create an executive summary, kind of summarizing the whole research plan that we just saw and putting it into more concise wording.
That is
So now,
so cool.
yeah, exactly. And so now you can see it's instantly writing me this executive summary that I can share with my team. It's truncating all that information into about a one-pager essay that I can share out and download if I wanted to. I can also edit this as well.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. You'll see this is the final generation. And now with this, it's much shorter than our previous document. And what I can do is download this as a PDF or Word and then share it with everybody.
That is terrific. Awesome. Yeah, I love research. I've been using research when Quick Suite was in the beta stages. Love the capabilities of Research Agent. What's next, Madison? Are we touching a little bit on Flow as well? I think there is a lot of interest that I see with customers on Flow. Are we talking about that little bit?
Yeah, I can show you a bit about flows as well. So
Yeah.
if we go here, I can go to my flow. I have one again already created. So now this one's going to be in the context of, say, I worked for a customer service team inside this company. What this does here is it's given this output step by step. If you want to think about it, it's like a quick app that you can use to just execute repetitive tasks. And I think some people might be able to resonate with something that happens in many organizations is being able to update and close out ticketing. So for
Yeah.
this example, I'm using it for a customer service team that's going to close out customer tickets. And I use this to just basically input my ticket here, and it actually will update my Asana project. So this I connected to our Asana team, and it updates the project based on where it needs to be located inside our ticketing platform.
That is so powerful. Taking actions, which is amazing.
Right, exactly. And all I did to generate this was type in this prompt.
Yeah, and the beauty is you can share this with your teammates. They can work on it, and it's all there.
Yes, exactly.
Amazing. Madison, I think we are in flow right now, but there is a question which was around research agent. The question is around how long did it take to generate the first version of the research report that you generated, right? Do you want to share a little bit of the timelines that you saw?
Right. Yeah. So it really depends on what it's being planned and the depth of that you're going to. But for me personally, I use Research Agent for this exact use case. And I went off and did my work for Amazon, and it took about an hour to generate that. So in an hour, it generated that full outline. And then I was able to quickly read through and make comments and edits and then generate that summary, which we saw took seconds. So it depends. I can't give an exact timeline, but for me personally, that's how long it took for that.
That is amazing. So again, going back to flow, I know we are jumping from research to flow again, but with flow, it's taking actions, and you essentially can build any apps, right, Madison? All you need to do is give a prompt based on your requirement, your intent, and then flow will create that app for you. Flow can take actions on your behalf, and then you can share flows with your teammates so that they can also work on flows, right?
Yes, that's exactly right. And so if I navigated here and wanted to create a new flow, again, as you can see, I could type my own prompt, which I did for the other one, but I could also just choose a suggestion sample that we've already curated for you.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if we wanted to click this, I could do that, and then it would create an app based on the prompt that is provided in the text box and be generated by QuickSuite.
Yeah, it's amazing. So if you're not really sure about where to start, there are templates which will actually help you to get started.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, anything else that you want to cover, or we'll just start to summarize?
I think that's about it. I've shown most of the capabilities, and hopefully you got to see some of the power of our Amazon QuickSuite application in practice.
That is amazing. Yeah, cool. So thank you, Maddie. This was amazing demo. I love some of these capabilities. I use this all like every day, all day throughout my work life. So this is amazing.
Love to
Thank
hear
you.
it.
Thank you for being on the show. This was amazing, Maddie. Thank you so much.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
All right, so let's have Charlie back. I think we have some questions. By the way, a lot of people are commenting about Maddie's awesome demo. So Madison, kudos to you. Everybody loved this. So it's amazing to hear. Charlie, we have a lot of questions. I think some questions are around like, hey, with QuickSuite, do they have capabilities to choose the model? I know this is a complete managed product, not a lot of flexibility, but do you want to briefly share about that aspect as well, Charlie?
Yeah, essentially what we do across most capabilities in QuickSuite is we select from multiple models the best model to deliver essentially the best results in response generation for that use case. We do have in some of our capabilities more flexibility for users to go in and select, kind of like turn dials on certain dimensions, which will like nudge toward a different model. If we need like deeper reasoning on something, right? Or a different type of capability, or if something just needs to be done quick, simple, super fast, we can leverage a different model there. And that can be done in through flows and also through Quick Automate.
That's amazing. I guess we have questions around cost as well. How much is Kick Suite is going to be for the business users? So if you want to briefly touch on that, that'll be great as well, Charlie.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's posted on AWS now as well. So basically, at a high level, pricing is super simple and straightforward. We basically have two SKUs, a $20 SKU and a $40 SKU. And in that $20 SKU, users get access to all the capability that you've seen today. And in the $40 SKU, users, of course, get access to that same capability in addition to the ability to like create dashboards and create those quick automate workflows that we had discussed previously. In addition, in the $40 SKU, as users like use their agent hours essentially for research, they're able to basically do a pay-as-you-go model for additional hours in that $40 SKU. And then the $20 SKU comes with a set number of hours for basically agent hours for automation and agent hours for research.
That is amazing. Awesome. So I think we are almost at time. Let's quickly wrap up. So Charlie, do you want to briefly talk about how our users can get started with Quick? What are some of the customer interaction that you are seeing? Let's chat about that a little bit as
Yeah,
well.
I'll start on the latter.
Yeah.
What we see, I think you heard from the folks on this call, like we
Mhm.
love this product. We have found utility in our day-to-day, in our weekly work, and it's something that we talk about, we share with one another, and we also see that from the tens of thousands of internal Amazonians that are using this product. We see just a number of excellent use cases, success stories, and we see that excitement, and it continues to grow. And the same thing is true from the external customers in our beta program. And so, I mean, I'm confident the folks here love it. I'm confident
Yeah.
you all will love it. Getting started is simple. Similar to other applications on Amazon, I think you can go in and sign right up. And the
Yeah.
good thing about Quick Suite is, yes, you can have like IT-led effort, right? And have administrative folks come in and bring in some of those enterprise data sets and things of that nature. But you can also get started locally. Like the day Quick Suite is enabled, I can bring my local files. I can connect drives that I have access to, right? And start to bring in some of those spreadsheets, document and websites and internal sites and connect to applications and get immediate utility.
That is awesome. I think Madison wanted to kind of talk about Amazon Quick Suite community as well. Maddie, go for it.
Yeah, definitely. So you mentioned where can you get started? The Amazon Quick Suite community is the best place to get your learning resources from all in one place. We host weekly one-to-many events, a little bit similar to that you saw today. We have user groups in your select cities so you can get together with other users of Amazon Quick Suite and talk about your experiences. And we have a diverse Q&A forum. So I highly recommend checking that out. It's community.amazonquicksuite.com.
That is amazing. Any last minute thoughts, Charlie and Madison, before we wrap up?
Madison, anything on your side?
No, I'm going to leave it to you.
I'm seeing a series of comments already coming. Everybody loves all the capabilities. Big fans for research agents and spaces and flows and whatnot. So I guess there is already a lot of interest in the community as well. Awesome. Tom, Chris, again, welcome back. Any last minute thoughts as we wrap up?
Well, one for me is, again, it creates this bonding opportunity between builders and executives, and doing exactly what Madison did. Show the executives how to do that, and they will appreciate you immediately and forever.
And for me, today is day one of Amazon Quick Suite. We're really excited to see, all the wonderful different use cases that our customers are going to be able to, expand with Amazon Quick Suite.
That is awesome. Cool. So again, all the people who is tuning in, if you have any questions, let us know. There are multiple ways you can ask questions. There is AWS repost where you can ask questions about QuickSuite, and there will be experts. We even have an agent who will answer questions on repost. So please post your questions on repost about QuickSuite, and we'll be able to address your questions. But I guess that's all for now. Amazing day, amazing demos. Again, a lot of kudos coming for Maddie for the demo. Thank you for doing that.
Thanks, Maddie. Well
So,
done.
Thank
yeah,
you.
Yes,
so
indeed.
amazing Thursday. I'm excited about Amazon Cook Suite. Until next time, happy building.
Thanks, everyone.